Now, what if you could record studio quality audio without a single cable inside and still use a microphone with this type of form factor? This is the Maono PD200W Hybrid, a podcasting microphone that promises to literally set creators free. And as Maono calls it, cut the cables, go hybrid, and free to podcast. But does it actually deliver freedom? Well, let's find out. For years, recording with these type of bigger microphones meant being tied down, cables everywhere, interfaces stacked on top of interfaces, creativity stuck in one place. Sometimes I want to move around. Sometimes I want to film here. Sometimes I want to film down here. And sometimes I might even want to film from here. Or maybe it's just like here. Well, I just want to create anywhere. But its gear is what restricts you. As creators, we always talk about having creative freedom, but why should that just be restricted to our thoughts and what we write down on paper or record to a camera? Why can't freedom be also adopted with our gear too? A microphone that's easy to set up, sounds professional, and works wherever inspiration hits, like here, or over here. No cable mess, no setup stress, just clean audio and pure creativity. So when Maono announced the PD200W Hybrid, a mic that claims to cut cables, give creators total freedom, I had to see whether it was the real deal. And so far, as you can see and hear, no cables. This isn't just another USB mic. Maono calls it the world's first wireless dynamic microphone for podcasting. Now, that's a bold claim. And honestly, it makes the creative part of me really curious. Now, obviously, as you can see, I have unboxed this already. Well, I did unbox it earlier on camera, so let's jump into that. So in the box, you get PD200W Hybrid microphone, a USB-A or USB-C to USB-C cable, a USB-A to USB-C adapter cable, the stand pole, stand base, and a USB-C receiver for mobiles and laptops, and of course the user manual. Now the set that I have got here is the desktop stand set, but there are also versions with receivers for 3.5mm or lightning devices. So whatever setup you need, there's an option. And right away, it feels premium. Solid metal, clean design, that subtle RGB glow. It's got that studio presence, but of course, a freedom first attitude. Now, dynamic mics like this are known for warmth, focus, and noise rejection. So putting all that into something that's wireless, that's kind of ambitious. The PD200W Hybrid features a 3-in-1 multifunctional compound dial. It allows you to control gain, headphone volume, and the level of noise cancellation all in this one button. Click once for gain when the ring is illuminated white, and click again when the ring is illuminated blue for headphone control. Rotating the dial clockwise will increase the gain or volume, and turning anti-clockwise will decrease the gain or volume. Now we'll talk about the noise cancellation in a moment. It also has a one-tap mute button which turns the ring red when it is muted. You've also got that RGB control by pressing this button, which some people like and some people don't, but you can switch between the 8 different colors of on off if you don't want the colors or that multicolor display. Now on the back of the microphone, you'll also find your wired options, a USB-C port for connection and charging, and an XLR port. This has an easily removable pop filter and a shock resistant design with this built-in mount. Everything on this is intuitive and seemingly built with creators in mind. Now the PD200W Hybrid is truly hybrid. In wireless mode, not only have you got that wireless option with the USB-C receiver that can be plugged into a phone, a tablet or computer, but you get up to 60 meters of connectivity range and a long battery life of up to 60 hours. In USB-C mode, you can use this for plug and play on computers, tablets and phones. And in XLR mode, it can be plugged into an audio interface for more of a professional touch. One mic, 3 ways to connect and use depending on your own demands. Now, how's that for flexibility? In terms of my setup, I've currently got the USB-C receiver plugged into my Mac Mini, and obviously I'm using this microphone wirelessly. It has a 30mm dynamic capsule with a cardioid pattern for excellent off-axis noise rejection. That means any sound coming from that ideal range of between 2 to 6 inches from the front of the microphone is going to sound at its most optimum, while at the same time it's going to reject sounds coming from all other directions. Now for you audiophiles out there, it has a sampling rate of 48 kilohertz at 24-bit, a sound pressure of up to 128 decibels, and a signal noise ratio of 82 decibels. So voice audio should stay clean and punchy. Now with the Maono Link app that you can install on PC, Mac, or download it on your phone like I have here, it lets you monitor the battery levels of the microphone, mute it if required, adjust the microphone gain according to your distance from the microphone, allowing you to test those audio levels while you're making those adjustments. You can adjust the headphone monitoring volume, enable and disable noise reduction, and toggle between slight, moderate, and aggressive noise reduction. And when you are doing so, the ring light on the microphone is going to be displaying those changes. The scene modes, which will adjust the EQ levels depending on how you are using the microphone. So you've got original, which will provide a balanced EQ setting, and then the varied settings for podcast, gaming, and sing scenes, giving you two options for each of those. And you can also control the RGB lights, whether you want them fixed on a color of your choosing, on a loop of all the colors, or breathing, also in a color of your choosing. With that multifunction dial, pressing and holding for about 3 seconds, the ring will go green, and rotating the dial will cycle between low, mid, and high-end AI noise cancellation suppression. So let's test out that noise cancellation.
We're going to test the noise cancellation on the Maono PD200W Hybrid. So let's just see how good it is. I've got this currently connected via USB-C to my MacBook Air, and I've also got it connected wirelessly, a feature we'll talk about in a minute, to my iPhone so that I can be a bit more specific about what noise reduction levels that I put on this microphone. So as you can see there, it is connected to the iPhone via that wireless USB-C receiver, and it is connected to my MacBook Air via the USB-C wired option. So let's test that. I'm going to put some music on my MacBook Air just to see whether it's playing. So let's just put that on now. So this is what it sounds like with no noise cancellation enabled. So you might be able to hear the music and me talking at the same time. So I've got noise cancellation on there that is disabled. So I'm going to enable noise cancellation. So noise cancellation is now currently enabled, and it's on the slight noise reduction. So does that make it sound a bit better? And I feel like we've got to the chorus of that music now. So how does it sound with that on? So this is with slight. We're going to change it now to moderate. So this is moderate noise cancellation. So you might be able to hear my voice a lot more clearly now. Perfect timing that it goes into that lull moment in the recording. So we're going to go with aggressive. And I found aggressive like really good at isolating my voice from the background noise. So let's do that. So this is now aggressive noise reduction. So this is the best noise reduction that this microphone does. And as you can see there, it is on aggressive. So this is the more aggressive part of seeing how well the noise cancellation does. Now I've got probably the loudest thing I can find, and that is this drone. So I'm going to put this drone on, and I've got the aggressive noise cancellation on this as well. So we're going to see how this handles. It's not going to be behind me. It's going to be in front. It's going to be behind the microphone, so probably about here. So let's see what that sounds like. Now I'm going to do this very quickly because the first take just didn't go very well. So this is what it sounds like with aggressive noise cancellation on and the drone in the foreground there. So you should be hearing me quite well if this is working. So let's just raise that a bit higher so that you can see it. So the drone is actually right in front of me there. So it's getting a bit dicey. So let's land and see how well the noise cancellation did.
And one of the good things about this microphone is when you're using two of these together, maybe when you're podcasting between yourself and a guest, it features dual track support, ensuring that each PD200W Hybrid records its own chat, sharing at least one receiver, which is perfect for separating that audio for interviews and making the editing process so much easier. And when you are monitoring your own voice via the headphone port on the microphone, there is a really low latency. I know on some microphones, they allow you to only record either via wireless or wired, not them both simultaneously. But with this microphone, you can actually record via all three different connection methods.
I'm currently recording and monitoring on all 3 devices using all 3 connection methods on the PD200W Hybrid. So I'm recording the audio for this video on my MacBook Air via the USB-C connection. I'm also recording on my Mac Mini via the XLR connection on this audio interface here, and I'm monitoring the audio via that USB-C receiver on my iPhone. And if I did want to record on the iPhone using that wireless receiver, I could do so. If I was to go into something like the Blackmagic camera, where I can choose the audio, I can also record the audio that way as well. So as you can see, 3 different methods: XLR, USB-C, and wireless via the iPhone, and all at the same time. So that's really a really good feature of this microphone, that ability to be able to simultaneously record on different platforms and on 3 different devices as well.
Some people might ask, if you want that wireless freedom, why didn't you just use a lav mic? Sure, lavs are wireless and mobile, but some creators want the presence of a microphone like this. Now, the PD200W delivers tone, depth, and character that lav mics just can't. And sometimes it's not about what you say, it's how it sounds. At first, wireless sounded like a compromise, and after a week of using this microphone, I actually used it in the video that I made last week, it makes you start thinking about your setup, well, at least the audio part of it, leaving you with more time to think about creating. And that is the point of this microphone, whether it's podcasting, streaming, gaming, or just straight up voice recording in this sort of format. The PD200W Hybrid is more than capable of doing just that. It delivers freedom to move, whether you're a beginner or pro, with that plug and play approach, that simplicity of that connection, that studio grade sound quality at a fraction of the price that you'll find with microphones from some of the more well-known brands, and most of them aren't wireless. This is not just a mic, it's an all-in-one audio creator's tool. If creativity is chained to your desk, maybe it's time to cut the cables and go wireless with something like this. Now, if you're interested in getting this microphone, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Many thanks to Maono for sending this microphone for me to test and review. It's greatly appreciated. If you enjoyed this video, press that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.